So without any further ado, I'd like to welcome Governor Roy Romer.
Thank you very much. I am really pleased about the preparation that you put into this Trails Day. It's going to be a great, great event, and it's so important to us in Colorado because, as you know, trails are a really important part of our experience here. It gives us access to places that we need access to, and it's a great thing that all of you and others like you have done to make trails better in this state. And I'm particularly pleased to announce that June 5th is National Trails Day in Colorado. And Colorado is blessed with, as you well know, some of the greatest natural splendor in the world. And it's a very, very key part of our tourist economy. For example, the bike trails connecting Breckenridge, Frisco, Copper Mountain, and Vail have been very, very important in helping us attract some tourists in that area in the summertime. And with the creation of the Great Outdoors Colorado Board, we're going to be able to have even a better planning and better resources for parks, trails, open space, wildlife habitat. So I think we're on just the threshold of a really great expansion and improvement of trails, bikeways, and ways in which we all can participate and enjoy in Colorado. I'm very pleased to offer a proclamation, and I'd like to read it. It's National Trails Day in Colorado, June 5th, 1993. Whereas interest in walking, hiking, running, bicycling, mountain biking, inline skating, horseback riding, snowmobiling, and riding many types of trail vehicles is increasing dramatically among Colorado residents and visitors. And whereas trail activities are enjoyed by people of all ages and abilities and are an important part of Colorado's outdoor recreational resource, and whereas these trail activities contribute to tourism in the state's economy, provide access to the natural environment in cities as well as wilderness areas, and help revitalize urban river corridors, and whereas the state has established the State Trails Program to help local communities establish a statewide network of trails with the assistance of the Colorado Lottery revenue, and whereas Colorado citizens, volunteers, businesses, and local governments have made great progress in building trail systems, both urban and rural, throughout the state, and whereas 1992 Colorado Trails Days is serving as a model for a national celebration which will be observed in events throughout the nation and throughout Colorado on June 5th, 1993. Now therefore, I, Roy Romer, Governor of Colorado, proclaim June 5th, 1993 as National Trail Days in Colorado. Just one last comment, because I know the work you put in to build good trails. It's very important for us not just to enjoy the splendor of Colorado, but to preserve it environmentally. And as you know, we have an awful lot of snowpack up there right now. Later today, I'm going to issue some executive orders that will help us preserve some stream banks against flooding. And for those of you who care about Colorado, there's a whole host of ways that we can make it better. Trails are one, other environmental action is another, and particularly working together to educate people that we've got to have a better environmental ethic. We've got to learn to keep this place and to leave it better than we found it. That, I think, is ultimately the way we can make Colorado a great, great state. Thank you very much. I want to compliment and thank Jack Taylor, State Representative Jack Taylor, for being here today. Thank you very much. Kelly Bishop, Senator Bishop, also.
Thank you, Governor.
They want a picture of me and the llama. They're going to say, which one is Governor?
We appreciate all of you being here today. Let me just say that I think that we're at the stages of our trail system in Colorado where we are basically a model for other states to follow. We are following some of the efforts that European countries have had for a number of years. And what I'd like to do is to acknowledge and thank all of the communities who have worked very, very hard in bringing about a trail system at the local level, to thank all of the state and federal agencies that have been involved in putting a trail system together. We thank the federal government, the Bureau of Reclamation, and other federal agencies that have really become active players in the trail system, the National Forest Services, and etc. To let you know that we have now formed a lot of our local trail systems, and it's time that we move on and get into the networking from community to community, and eventually have a trail system that will not only cross the United States, or cross Colorado, but will also cross the United States. All of these young people that you see here will be the beneficiaries. Their children will be the beneficiaries of being able to get in and see some of the beautiful parts of Colorado, our beautiful environment, solemn feeling of being close to Mother Nature. So thanks to all of you for being here. I appreciate being able to be a part of the trail system. I appreciate the governor appointing me to the Great Outdoors Colorado Board, and I look forward to working with many of you in trying to match up our dollars to get the most out of the funds that we have for creating not only trails, but also parks, open space, wildlife habitat. Thanks to all of you for being here. I appreciate it very much.
I'd like to take a minute. I'm Jack Welch. I'm chairman of the Off-Highway Vehicle Coalition, and we know that
It's a map of all the activities, and we've got close to 100 of them going on all across the state on June 5th. There's a box, and the homeboy kid is all over it right now. So if you want to go over there and grab yourself a copy of the resource guide and the map of activities, we'd love you to pick one up and get out there and do something on the trail. I think as Jack has very well, and Tilly Bishop has very well spoken, is the importance of getting the legislature behind us on these types of activities. We have a new representative from Steamboat Springs, Jack Taylor, who's going to step up here for a moment, talk about the great trails opportunities in his district and why trails legislation is so important to him.
Good morning. It's a little difficult to follow the governor and Senator Bishop, but I'd just like to add my comments to and congratulations to the work you've all done in getting the trail system going. I know there's a lot of work yet to be done, and also again to thank Senator Bishop for starting the ball rolling in the legislative session this time to, I think it was about $50,000 that we kept in the
here, and we want you to hang around for a minute, and let's give Lance a big round of applause. Get him out here one more time for Trails for All Americans.
Okay, if I'm going to do this one more time, let's hear everybody out there say National Trails Day real loud. National Trails Day. One more time. National Trails I was walking along beneath the endless sky, Colorado hills, Lord, they testify, and the coast of Maine will still be the same when we return in the pouring rain. On these trails for all Americans, always remember way back when. On these trails for all Americans, on the trails for all Americans. We'll see some of you folks on June 5th, and keep supporting this program. It's a wonderful program. Thank you, Bruce Ward. Have a nice day.